over on one of our chats there?
Sees but does not hear. Oh no, all that crazy shit we just did wasn't silenced. Can you hear us now, crazy chat person that likes us for some reason? I don't know why you do, but you do.
Okay, there we go.
So guess
Where's
what
the
that
chat?
means? Guess what that means, Sarah?
Oh god, here we go.
Oh, hey, I actually did the intro all over again, too, because we did that stupid thing and we didn't have the sound going, apparently. It wasn't working. Oh, damn it, because I forgot I had totally the OBS set up a different way last Friday. At least it wasn't
Banana
technical
bread.
difficulties.
Do 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 do
Banana bread.
do 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 do.
Banana bread.
Do 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 do.
Banana
Banana
bread.
bread.
No, I only did it once when we were silenced. I'm not going to do it repeatedly now.
Right. I totally believe that.
Hey, you can see, you know.
I know.
Oh
you
god.
can. So we're doing a special edition of Faun's Heart, as I said that earlier when we were muted, and I'm saying it all over again, where it's just discussion pretty much on what brought us into D&D, why we made our characters the way we did, things, what we enjoy about the D&D, what we enjoy about our characters, character growth, and anything else that just comes to mind, such as banana bread.
Do 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 do.
Exactly.
Banana bread.
Do, 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 do. All right, I guess maybe we will do that as many times as it's funny.
On that note, though, we are using a 4-sided die to decide when people start and discuss. Yeah, but we actually started, we rolled the dice earlier, and number 3 came up first. So, Sarah, you get to restart again.
Yay.
Yay!
So, like I said before, when absolutely no one could hear me, I've been playing video games for just, I don't know, like 20 years probably. Just playing with my brother. And I've been playing D&D for about 2 years. It started with my ex-husband took me along for a 13th Age campaign. And I played more so of that than D&D. This is actually like only my second 5th edition campaign.
I totally knew that, though. I'm totally she was like, I knew that.
Yeah. Happy start.
She keeps doing that to you.
Been playing tabletop role-playing games on and off for, 30 years now. First time I played, I was introduced by the son of a friend of my mother's. I was only 8. I thought it was first edition D&D. I thought it was the most amazing thing I'd ever encountered, and used to call the poor bastard up on the phone to make him DM for me. I was 8. Come on, how smart do you think anyone is?
That's adorable, though.
It was brilliant. I played mostly wizards for a long time. Always kind of had an affinity for magic users back then. I DM'd a few times. Not really sure what else to make a story out of, unless you want me to start listing off interesting characters. I suppose.
We will get to that.
All right,
We will be, because I like hearing about people's different characters. Ollie, are you back yet?
Yep, I'm back.
Yay! How about you?
Okay, so I started playing D&D when I was around 9 or so. My dad literally went out and bought, I think... When did 3.5 or 3rd edition come out?
This is another one of those discussions where I'm going to feel really old, right?
I was just thinking the same thing. You know what? I'm not even going to date that sucker. No. Just no.
Anyway,
that's a trap card waiting right there.
I think we went out to the 3rd edition launch, but I might be wrong. And so got a starter kit, and I played this warrior woman named Flame Ring, who had a fixation with fire, and burned literally everything we came across.
I've heard Johnny Cash sing her theme song.
I fell into
I
a
burned-
burning ring of fire.
The starting area was this underground labyrinth, and I literally burned everything you saw, from the boxes to the goblins to the stalagmite falling things. Can't remember what they're called. But yeah, that was my first introduction to D&D. I've also been a gamer pretty much all my life in both areas.
All right then. Anything else to add, anybody? Alrighty.
I'm just having flashbacks to the burning.
You've already heard mine on the Behind the Dice. I'm going to fill them really quickly in, but if you haven't heard my full story of how I got into gaming in general, it involves Doom. I was 7 years old. As for tabletop games, that's because of Vampire the Masquerade in Yahel chat room, and I played a very terrible vampire. Not bad as in the player-wise, bad as in the... I killed things often, and I shouldn't have often. Ah.
I am annoyed with Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah?
I've never gotten to finish a story in it.
Yeah.
Played a bunch of times, and the storyteller's always like fucked off or something. It's very annoying.
Yeah, I noticed that with the White Wolf kind of in general. Werewolf I didn't get to finish, Orpheus I didn't get to finish, and a vampire campaign I never got to finish either.
Well, if you guys don't mind LARPing, I know of a few places and
LARPing?
people you can connect with. Yes, LARPing. Lots and lots
I love
of
how that
I
smile
love
that
your face.
Jalyn just did was accompanied by a ding noise. I don't know where the ding noise came from.
The dinging is coming from me.
Wow,
It's good timing.
Perfect.
it's perfect timing. It's bling.
I actually had to try LARPing this year finally at Gen Con for the first time ever, and I fell in love with it. Now, I don't have the time currently to do much of it, and I really shouldn't. But if people are willing to pay 0D20 to full time, just saying,
That would be nice.
that would be nice. I could do things other than work.
Shill.
Hey, actually, that's some interesting news for you three too, because I got to get your reactions on camera, sort of. So we're actually gonna. You're a little early on it.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to be launching our Kickstarter hopefully soon for Fracturia and 0D20 and all that fun stuff
Yes.
to produce more content and more good stuff. So we've been alluding to it a little while, and yeah, I don't know when we're going to launch it. By the time this goes out on YouTube, it might not still be launched, but it's coming up, everybody. Like, really soon. Like, this year still soon. Oh, dear God.
I hope you haven't offered us to do anything too terribly dramatic for the higher
No, I haven't.
support levels.
I haven't. I don't offer people up. I ask questions first. Anything that's being done dramatically in that regard, so far I've gotten myself in over it to a degree. So, not in over my head, just where I am for that. And then if people want to volunteer, sure. But I don't voluntold on people. That ain't nice. I've had that happen to me far too much.
I used to be cadet.
Is there any word on the t-shirts?
There will be, and I will let you know, because we're getting a few
Sweet.
designed.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm getting a great one. I hope everyone will like. We're getting some 0D20 ones. We're getting some Faun's Heart ones, some Fracturians. We're getting some funny contact ones. Like, I really want to get the medical paddle done on one of them.
We have a question.
Ask away.
Oh, it says, which Faun's Heart are you using?
What do you mean, which Faun's Heart are we using? Because... Yay! Good.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm going to know which Faun's Heart they mean for that kind of thing. So, let's find out which Faun's Heart they mean. Adjusting the blanket that is behind me.
Richard's had an idea for selling me to your Kickstarter people.
Write and sing a filk. Well, we do want to do ringtones. That's something you could maybe talk to us about. We have access to a free audio booth.
I can sing the Game of Thrones theme song really, really badly.
Or banana bread.
Banana bread.
See? Now you're infected too.
I'm always infected. It's kind of what happens with this.
It's not a completely terrible idea. I mean, I certainly could do that. Wouldn't take very long either.
I could write poetry, but I don't think anybody wants that.
Well, in one case, we're also doing a shirt that says Mom and Dad and Steve. Because in the other session, we have a polyamorous large family known as the Tightwads. That they're 2 moms and 3 dads.
There are many things that could have been worse to be tight than that.
And when we were introduced to them, the one daughter, that's how she said it to us, is it's Mom and Dad and Steve.
Steve.
I liked it.
Uncle Steve, the bird who always flies the wrong way for winter.
Well, the stepdad Steve, sort of. It is the dad of her half-brother, but still Mom and Dad and Steve. I just liked it.
What sort of things are you planning to put on the Faun's Heart stuff?
Well, we have such lovely lines as medical paddles.
The Puma.
Paladin subtlety. The Puma.
It's not a puma.
We have such great lines. I have a stack of them here somewhere where every time something funny was said, I just like make a note, write it down, and then set it to the side out of context stuff. So we have a bunch of things we can put on random shirts if I get around to drawing them all. Or get around to getting someone to help me draw them all. Because it's like, yeah, we have some weird stuff. We have some pretty weird stuff in ours.
Okay.
We all kind of a weird bunch. But with that actually in mind...
You don't say.
And with that actually weird bunch in mind, let's start asking, like, why did you make your characters the way you did? Let's roll the dice and see who gets to talk first.
Click.
Number 4!
Holly.
The dice are not kind. Well, in this case, Valia is kind of the end result, or I guess the middle result, really, of an ongoing affinity that I've been having for a while for older female characters. She's kind of ended up more than I expected the team mom. I mean, I knew that sort of thing was going to be inevitable, but having everyone else decide to, as far as I can tell, go, oh, she's the team mom, that must mean we're the children, was a little bit extreme.
Does that ever bother you, like, a lot? Constantly?
It's hard to actually answer that. Because on the one hand, I know that's entertaining for the listeners, and sometimes, like for example, the whole exchange about the cat that was a puma, I find highly entertaining. Most of the time, I'm more okay with it than Valia is usually.
That is fair.
Which is why I'm really glad that your artist drew the official portrait of Valia with a "tired of putting up with this" expression.
Oh, I should update those. I should be bringing them all in.
Anyway, the whole liking older characters things, liking older mom characters things, and indeed the inspiration for Valia as well actually all originated with Undertale. So there's an inspiration from Undertale's Toriel in a lot of what I do these days.
She is officially goat mom to me.
She is goat mom.
She's goat mom.
She's goat mom.
A remarkable lot of people actually call me that these days.
It's not
Go on.
wrong. It is not wrong. So talking to the other person, not sure about this, I'm just going to interrupt quickly here, and then we'll move on to the next person. And that is actually...
Sorry?
Abby will get to pick who the next person is, because Sarah Lynn started that trend.
No!
But I'm just going to answer that question really quick about Faun's heart. They
You're
actually mean
rubber
what
banding.
fawn,
Oh, God.
like the animal, what heart we're using. And I'm going to respond with, you will find out in further sessions.
Yeah.
There is a name behind the carnival of why it's called Faun's heart. Oh, did Holly run away from having to answer the question?
I think she's
Yep.
I think she's resetting because you were rubber banding horribly there for a moment.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounded like Mario Kart race.
gee. That's kind
I
of
heard that
frightening.
too, but it seems to have been only momentary.
Okay. Abby, who would you like to answer next?
Well, normally I would just go. Oh, I suppose I can't throw that question at you. Lida. Sarah Lynn,
No,
it's your
sure.
turn.
Yay! Shocker. So Lida is just pretty much me. Like, she is like the biggest smartass, basically, and that's just really how I am. I'm just a big smartass, but I like to have fun, and that's her. She likes to pick on Valia a lot. Halflings are just my favorite because they're just small and hobbit-like, and then rangers are my favorite because they're outdoorsy and adventurous and love animals. And I don't know, I pretty much just like to just play like a wide variety. Like I've played a chaos mage.
You
That was-
chaos? No.
Yeah. Yeah, which is usually why I'm chaotic neutral. Most time, like I think almost every time I've played, I've been chaotic neutral. Even as a chaos mage, I was chaotic neutral, and the chaos mages are so funny because when I was first reading the description, it was like they can pull anything out of their bag, from like a prom dress to like a random jar of nothing.
I do want to try Chaotic Mage at some point in here, and I think we have an NPC somewhere that is. So, but I did love that the idea of a Chaotic Mage, and that we have a Chaotic Ranger. Hint. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. But that's how I am too. Like in the real world, I'm just all very much myself and chaotic, smartassy.
Well, all right. Holly, you're the last one to answer.
Okay. Sylvia started with a concept of somebody either getting a near-death experience or just dreaming about death and then falling in love with them. And then I found out that I think 4th edition had a Death's Consort, or the Raven Queen's Consort, or something like that. And she kind of grew from there. She's also somewhat based on an old Star Wars character that I used to have that ended up being possessed by a Force Ghost. And that's the duality between Brand and Sylvia. Two different personalities, one's more forward, the other one's a lot shyer. Kind of came from that. And I picked Changeling because mostly they're my favorite race of all time. Because you could do anything with them. Be anybody. Be anything.
Yeah, that's pretty entertaining of them.
Yep. And it allows for more freedom of expression for personality. It's the second Changeling I've played, and running theme of them being pacifistic. So
just bringing up, people can probably see, is the images of the players that were done with them, including Valia's exhausted face, Lida's kind of more crazier, yes, I'm going to shoot that thing. And then we have our Changeling in her elven form. So these are posters. These are going to be posters, by the way.
Ooh, really? That's cool.
Mm-hmm. These are going to be posters.
I actually show this picture to the kids that I work with, and they all say that it looks like me, so that makes me super happy.
I'm excited to have those posters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I don't have Tessa's here because Tess isn't here, and I actually found out I don't have Tessa's in my drive or on my folder somewhere, so I have to hunt down why I do not. But Tess has a picture as well, and actually I liked it too because the facial expression she had was pretty spot on, just like Valia's.
Yeah.
And she was lovely.
So now we got you into D&D, and we know why you're playing these characters. What has been your favorite moment of Faun's heart for your character so far? And let's roll the dice. We start with number 3.
Come on.
Holly, you chose a good number.
Yes. Here's my lucky number.
What was the question?
What has been your
memory.
favorite moment for your character so far in Faun's heart?
For my character, I want to say it was the night that we found the leopard cheetah in camp.
The cat?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to call it. I mean, to me, it was the size of a cheetah. I mean, I'm pretty small.
I never thought of that.
Cheetahs are proportionally that much larger than you, too. The cat doesn't become the size of a cheetah just because you're tiny.
Nah, you know, look, you weren't there.
But she actually was.
Not when we found it.
Okay, that's true. That is true.
And it did talk.
Exactly.
I love that Tess is the only one who heard that. For those listeners maybe that need a refresher, so the cat, as Tess let it go and threw it away, she made her roll as nat 20 and heard the cat call her an asshole as it wandered off.
I think I know what's up with that cat. It's Possum.
Yeah, so that was a good one. It was one of my favorite ones to actually roleplay with you guys, especially if you kept going up to Valia and going how big that puma was.
Yeah.
It was a really hard time to not break in, but no.
That and well, it's not really for my character, but it was off camera too. But it was me rolling on my floor after I got my tattoo.
She has a D20 tattoo, people. She has a D20 tattoo. It's kind of awesome.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's on my right thigh, and I'm gonna get a shit crit on my other side and say like the shit's behind me now or some crazy quote. But
That's pretty good.
on the other side. Yeah.
Unless you're using the bathroom really wrong, it always is.
Well, true.
This is seriously just a mini podcast about us trying to one-up each other, isn't it?
Kind of seems that way, yes.
It's completely unlike the actual game.
Yeah, you know.
Totally unlike the game. All right, following the same tradition.
Holly.
What was the question again?
What's been your favorite moment in the Faun's heart for your character?
Setting the mages on fire. And then disappearing. Leave everybody else to deal with Fallout.
Not sitting on Valia's lap.
That was pretty good. But I think the crowning moment of setting the mages on fire just... Well, fuck you too!
You have to admit, especially in this campaign, setting mages on fire is far more unusual than annoying Valia.
Yeah. I mean, I think I managed to do that
Very true.
before I switched to Brand. Brand is my letting off steam character, so... Sylvia's been a little bit too dark and foreboding. That's what happens. Go to trickster mode.
Alright, and last but certainly not least, Abby.
Rather than any one defining event, what I found is there's usually something happens in every session that sort of I don't know how to put it exactly. Adds a piece to Valia's personality, type of thing. So, for example, something as simple as one of our commenters just said, I was about to mention the buns was one of them. Especially since just out of being flustered, flinging one.
The great bun throwing of.
Yes, the conversation about the "it's not a puma" was definitely one of them as well, because it was just concentrated, really high quality. Valia is tired of this shit. And whenever it's like this. Whenever we've done something, or I've done something that resulted in everyone else starting to say something with capital letters, Paladin subtlety, for example, it's those moments.
They're good moments. They're good moments. I don't know how I'm going to put that on a t-shirt, but I've got to put Paladin subtlety on a t-shirt somehow. I'll figure that out.
I think the answer to that is going to be the matter of what you're captioning with it.
Yep, I need to figure out an image that it works with.
Possibly a wall with a paladin-shaped hole in it.
Just a knight, little cross on the side. All right, let's see here. What to bring up? Oh, hello, Link. She's in the
Link
office
is the
now.
puppy.
He's a puppy.
Puppy paws. Puppy paws. Hi. Yeah, you're. Hi. She's like right there. So, for those of you who've seen, this is why the door to the office is open. I'm babysitting a dog right now.
He's a puppy. He's a puppy. He's a puppy. He's a puppy. He's a puppy.
He's a big puppy. He's a very sad, anxious puppy. She misses her people. So, she's been following me around the apartment whenever she can. And that's why the office door is currently open. Unlike usual. Anywho. Okay, so outside of Faun's heart, though, in any game session, what's been one of your favorite characters to play, and why? Let's roll the magic dice. Should be able to just actually go... Roll 1d4. Ding! Haha!
Finally?
Finally.
Okay. So, the character that Sylvia is slightly based on, her name was Ozone. And she ended up getting teen pregnant by a 1,000-year-old Flesh Ghost. She was a Duro, so 16 is mature for them.
I don't think that's the look why we were giving you that look.
Oh, the 1,000-year-old Flesh Ghost, it was nothing. She ended up being sent by the Jedi Order with another Padawan to... Oh, crap, what was it? Manticore? Not Manticore. Does anybody know the evil planet in Star Wars?
Hang on. What's the evil planet in Star Wars?
Dagobah was the one that Yoda was hiding on because it was a...
No, it starts with an M.
Are you talking? It starts with an M.
Yeah.
Is it the Sith homeworld?
Yes, Sith homeworld.
Oh. Starts with an M?
Yeah.
It's not Korriban?
Oh, it's Korriban.
No, there we go.
That didn't sound like an M at all.
Yeah, no,
It wasn't.
that is not.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so yeah, she was sent with
My peanut man is the Star Wars junkie.
She was sent with another Padawan onto Korriban to visit one of the darkest, most dark side infused tombs for no other reason because in that universe the Jedi Council were trolls, and she ended up getting dark side points. Surprise! Like trying to protect somebody else, and so she ended up going Sith for a while, and then the Force Ghost got in her, and she ended up going both dark side and light side, which is really awesome. Yes, the Force Ghost got in her. Different ways. And she also started off really, really shy. Like, the shyest, barely even spoke. And the character development for her with the infusion of the Force Ghost. She ended up dying. The Force Ghost kind of ended up feeding some of the essence of, God, that sounds really sexual. Okay. She got resurrected by the Force Ghost. Force Ghost left some of her personality in her. And yeah, it was good role playing.
Wow. 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 I like how you ended that with it. It was a good role play. You don't say.
The game spanned about a year and ended up with some of the best role playing I've ever had with my friends. So, trying to recapture that magic slightly. Plus, it was kind of. I get bored with characters really easy sometimes.
I'm hoping you'll have the same level of good role playing here.
I'm hoping too. That's why I've got the two different personalities, Brand and Sylvia, because they help me. If I get bored of Brand, I'll go to Sylvia. If I get bored of Sylvia, I'll go to Brand.
Oh boy.
And if I get bored of both of them, I'll just make up something else.
Yeah, change
Just go a little bit crazier.
I can totally do that.
That's true.
You have not met Puck yet.
Well, I'm not into hockey.
Robin Goodfellow.
I know.
Even aside,
I know.
played on
I
a
know.
forum for a long time. You had a horn.
I had a Puck once in one of my roleplay sessions. Anywho, that's a character not long gone. I still write about her infrequently.
I also have a character named Holly, which is where I get my name from, who was a toddler. Oh god, that story's way too dark. Never mind.
Yeah, yes. What did you just knock off? Your tail. It still exists.
Well, good. I was wondering where it went.
She doesn't realize she has a tail 90% of the time. So she'll do something and start wagging it, and all of a sudden, whack!
Oh, wait, I've got one more.
Go on. These are fascinating.
The biotic grizzly bear. It was a Mass Effect roleplay forum, and somebody mentioned a biotic grizzly bear in chat, and so I just made up a character like pretty much on the spot. Grizzly bear in corduroy pants, who knew kung fu, and only spoke in single lines and bear puns.
We probably shouldn't have had Holly go first on this one.
I'm thinking not. I'm not. Yes. I'm under attack. Vadim! Help!
The pupper's just on the loose.
Go buggy him!
Come here.
But yeah, I've got like
You can tell it's gotten dire when we can hear Link panting through Jalyn's microphone.
Yeah.
It's happened a couple of times. Just every now and then.
Crazy puppy
I have-
times.
I think 7 characters from that Mass Effect roleplay, plus 3 years of characters from LARPing, where I like all of my characters had an unofficial flaw played by Holly, in which they wouldn't last more than 6 months. So I've got a lot of characters.
That goes through a lot of characters. Alright,
Yeah.
well, Holly, you know the rule. You get to pick who goes next.
No. I'll take her out.
God, are you there? Abby?
Ha!
You don't have to call me God. Favorite. I don't know. Well, there's been a few that stood out as being of interest. Usually not the magic users. Or at least
Really?
not the traditional wizardy types, I should say. Because there was, and it's not really even that he did anything particularly funny, but one of my longest running characters was a mage slash wonder priest slash priest of Gond the Wonderbringer. So he was like horribly into technology and inventing things all the time, and he was like a foundling elf that had been left at the temple.
Okay.
And so far the electronic dice have been better to me than physical ones ever are. in this game we've been playing. So this hasn't come up, but normally I will be trying to not roll d20s a lot, and it was the most extreme was with this particular character who was started to really go out of his way to not have to throw to roll to hit. And the ultimate expression of this was when near the end of our campaign, he'd invented these wind-up car things, which basically looked like the old-style metal roller skates. And what he'd do is he'd take one of these things, wind it up, stick a flask of oil in it, lit like a Molotov cocktail, and then just set it on the ground and go off to smash into something. He had a quite undeserved reputation as a pyromaniac.
Undeserved?
Well, undeserved because a pyromaniac is obsessed with fire. Mavin was not obsessed with fire. He didn't like to go around setting things on fire unless they attacked him.
But would fire be the first resort?
Shockingly often, if we're talking about during a fight.
I think that's also part of the definition of a pyromaniac, my dear.
Well, well, not really. He eventually invented a spell called Mavin's Marvelous Matter Motivator, which was basically just intended to telekinetically let you throw things perfectly without... it was for Molotov cocktails, too, to be honest. But sometime later, I had this dwarven battle rager who was enormous fun to play. And it was everything that you can imagine from the phrase dwarven battle rager. He was named Caleb Slobberknocker, which to this day is one of my favorite names I've ever given a character. And there was one point during the campaign where we ended up with a lot of downtime. Like, I think one of our group had been severely injured, and this was an old, had a broken bone or something and needed to rest for a long time, and somebody else was researching a spell. So we ended up having to stay. This was Forgotten Realms, so it was in the Sword Coast. So we just ended up just staying in this town for a long time. But Caleb had nothing to do. So he opened a saloon. And which sold...
Really?
What?
Really?
Yes, and it had its own specialty drink. He sold watered down so they could survive it versions of Gut Shaker, which, for those of you who don't know, is the mystically powerful Battle Rager booze.
Severely watered down.
Yes, well, for mortals.
For mortals. It would have to be.
Gut Shaker.
Well, it sounds like a
by
fine
the
drink
time that
indeed.
campaign ended, that had become a chain, and there was a chain of Slobberknockers saloons up and down the Sword Coast.
He franchised it.
Franchised it, yes.
God. Oh my god.
I had a Star Wars character for a long time who was, to a certain extent, he was partly the product of me accidentally finding a loophole in the Star Wars D20 rules.
Okay. I'm worried about this now. What did you do?
Nothing really horrible. It's just that he was a scoundrel, the Star Wars equivalent of a rogue, and was very, very heavily skills focused. He was very smart and very skills focused. The loophole isn't in the rules; it's in the setting, and that is that because of the enormously high technology level, because of how everything is all filled with computers and so forth in the Star Wars universe,
Yes.
the computer use skill becomes shockingly general purpose useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd poured stuff into there, and he had so many points in that. And basically, by the time that campaign ended, he was one of the greatest hackers the universe had ever seen. And we used to just trade on that. And our first mission started with him. The game master gave me what he called the Silver Balls Award for this. We were infiltrating
Silver Balls Award.
an Imperial base and had stolen a couple of their uniforms. And this character, Jurgen, just walked right past all of the other uniformed Imperial soldiers, walked right into the base's control room, sat down, shared death sticks, cigarettes type of things, with the other Imperial soldiers, and just sitting down, chatting away with them, fucked up everything in the base so much that afterwards all the doors were slammed shut and locked, and he was the only one who could open them. And that complete with the just ballsy walking right into it and just pulling it off was the kind of thing that character would do. He started getting into bluffing and disguise by the end of it. It was kind of hilarious.
Oh my god. That sounds great.
Nothing quite as excitingly weird as what Holly had in mind, but
bring her here. And sorry, he's trying to take the dog out for a walk and the dog is not behaving.
I have many, many weird characters.
I'll be right back, and then Sarah Lynn will start.
Many, many weird characters.
Stop it.
Jurgen sort of did the did to a much lesser extent. They didn't want to roll a to hit as well. I recall occasionally doing things like pulling the pin from a grenade and then using force telekinesis to just move it quietly out amongst the enemies.
That's the best thing to do, though.
And then boom. Somehow the slightly force-sensitive scoundrel wound up being the only force-using character in that entire... I'll mention this to Jalyn because I think she'll be amused by this. Somehow, that slightly force-using scoundrel, because he became force-sensitive and he did a little bit of telekinesis-type stuff, with grenades, for example. Somehow he was the only force-using character in a heavily force-using campaign who never, ever got a dark side point.
How did you pull that off?
He was just always a little bit more careful than the other force users who tended to take it for granted and use it for everything, but that wasn't what he did. He would just use it a little bit for finessing and didn't do any, and always managed to be just barely on the right side.
That
Plus,
sounds
to be
like
honest,
most
Jedi aren't all they're all hopped up to be. Trust me.
I believe that leaves us with Sarah.
So my favorite, I guess it's not really from like any kind of like role playing game like this. It would be from SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic. I actually started playing it again like a couple years ago, and I found this RP guild, and I was like, oh, I've never actually played. It was like actually the first time I actually played like on a gaming PC. And I was like, oh, I'll try this. And I got like so in depth with it. Like that's all I did. Like I stayed up 24/7 just role playing with like all these people all around the world. And it was awesome. I played a bounty hunter and I got like super into like the lore and I started learning like their language and yeah,
Nice.
it was awesome. Yeah, so I'd actually like speak Mandalorian. It got pretty insane.
Lots of Star Wars.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of you had like Star
Hard
Wars
to say
characters.
that.
I've not played a Star Wars character ever.
We need to
What?
change this.
No, never.
Not even in like have you played like in a video game?
Oh, I've
Or
played
no?
like the video games one, but not like RPG style one. I would just play like, oh look, I'm
Okay.
shooting people down or things like that in a Star Wars game. Although one of my favorite moments that ever happened was that Star Wars. I think that was actually Star Wars, or was it a Battlefield game? In a LAN party, because I used to do like the all night LAN parties.
Mhm.
At a place in Old Town. Yeah, well, it was one of those things with like the Matrix place where it was like 30 computers in one or two rooms where everyone sits. You rent time for a while, and they'd have like the 10-hour LAN parties overnight. At one point, what was it? During a Battlefield game, this person beside me, no, that was a Star Wars game. This person beside me kept yelling at me to get out of piloting. Like, he didn't know he was beside me. He didn't realize I was the person in there. So you get out of piloting something that I wasn't piloting. So I'd be in there. They would, like, teleport me there or something. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to touch this. I'm a shooter. I don't want to be flying anything. So I'd get out. And they kept being like, relinquish the controls. Give it to me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Spider. Stop this. Murmur. So finally during the break, I kind of just stood up from my chair, turned, grabbed them by their shirt collar, pulled them in close and said, I'm Spider. I'm not flying a fucking thing. Stop yelling at me from across the room wherever you think I am. Release. He moved chairs. I had a habit of freaking people out during those LAN parties. I was the only girl that was always there. I was the only female ever there. It would be like, I get there and I'm like, yeah, there's other girls here. Oh, they all left. Oh, you're only here before O. So, anywho, that's my like major Star Wars one. That's about the only Star Wars I've done for games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why you never hear about Star Trek role playing.
I actually know of some Star Trek role players.
Well, they do have the Star Trek Online.
There's some Star Trek.
There is that, but also, like one of my friends started playing a Star Trek role play before they came out, and apparently, like half the game is transitioned, so it's now I think they call themselves the SS Lesbians. Now, just a full ship, Star Trek ship with lesbians in it. That's about it. All the bridge crew.
Very cool,
Well, I can't say it sounds like an unpleasant place to be.
right?
No.
Yeah. That sounds great. Alright. That pretty much exhausts my questions, unless anyone has other questions or anything else they wish to discuss.
I have another character.
I'm a bit hung up on thinking about the USS Sappho now.
I think that was what they called it.
All I can always think about is my one character from Second Life that was like a changeling, half elf, half something. Well, half fairy, half something else. It was half fairy, half aspect, which is something from actually a webcomic I know. They're the people like the aspect of healing, the aspect of scarring, stuff like that. They're the major movers and shakers.
The aspect of being tired of putting up with this shit.
There you go. They're the embodiment of certain inevitable things. So I had her as her father was an aspect of something and she inherited some of his power, which made it really interesting when she went dark sealy and she was unseelie. So she'd always grin and it's like, she'd start smiling. She was an assistant to somebody in this like futuristic world. So she'd smile at someone and if they turned away, her smile would then go all the way to here. And then she would stop.
Okay.
It was a great time because every so often her friend would be like, "Stop doing that. That's creepy as hell. And one of these days they're gonna catch you." So, smile, smile.
I have another Star Wars character. 20 strength. What was it? 20 strength, 15 con. Was dyed her hair blue regularly, and was an Ewok named Rubdub.
Rubdub.
Strongest pit fighter in the entire galaxy. Never lost. I have lots and lots of characters. So many. Most of them died.
I know that feeling.
Then another campaign, I played this warrior guy who was... I don't think he was actually a half giant. I think he was just human, but may as well have been. He was that big, had this huge bushy red beard, and always fought with a great maul. And was otherwise just this naive, childlike character almost. At one point, we fought an ogre who had a club with a giant iron spike through it. And after the battle, he was just so happy because with his hammer, someone had finally brought the nail.
What are some favorite games you enjoy playing? Do you want me to roll the dice, or are people willing to just answer this one?
Well, clarify. What kind of games do you mean?
Yeah.
Tabletop video game or other?
Let's start with other, because clearly tabletop around this thing, Star Wars hits pretty fast. And then
I don't actually know what other was.
I I'm guessing things like board games or card games. That's what I treat other as in this case.
Okay.
Tabletop, video games, or favorite board games, card games. Go. Who wants to go first, or do I have to roll the dice?
I kill it, blackjack.
Wow. Kill it, blackjack?
I kill it, blackjack.
4 came up.
I forget. Was that me?
That's you.
All right. I used to love it, making them. I need to finish that off. Actually, it might be of some mild interest to possibly the listeners, more likely the rest of you. But there was it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it
I
was only 2
visited
weeks ago.
Jalyn for the Saturday, and we worked on inventing a card game
Cool.
based on
Yeah.
80s slasher movies.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just need to finish it up a little bit and start playing it, trying it
Yeah,
out.
well, there's not much left to do. I've just been really busy since we did that.
No, we both have been. I mean, like I said, holidays have hit, and 2 fundraisers I'm working on, and holy shit, it's a lot of stuff. And
Tiki
investors.
fundraisers.
One of them's a fundraiser.
As far as board games go, I haven't played Settlers of Catan in ages, but I used to really love that, especially with the house rules that my friends and I invented, which fixed the worst problem with Settlers of Catan, which is getting screwed out of resources and not being able to do anything.
Resource screw.
Yeah, we fixed that. Found it was really quite effective. I'll have to tell you all about it in a better forum sometime if you're interested.
Absolutely. I finally tried that a little while ago for the first time ever, and I did not mind it. The spouse, however, had some issues with it before he got into it and started being really... I want to say the term Scroogey.
Ooh.
Oh no, that was fun for him. He was laughing all over the board. He was like, "Bah, ha, ha, ha." So, he was having a great time. The rest of us were kind of,
Recent newish board games that I've liked a great deal have been notably included the Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
I love that one.
I just was about to say that
played
too.
that.
See, everyone loves that, and I think a large portion of why everyone loves that is because it lends itself to role playing.
Yes.
It really does.
Something I've
Have you played the expansion?
I need it. I need to pick
don't
it up.
think so.
Yeah, it just came out maybe 2 months ago. If that.
But in Betrayal on the House on the Hill, I always dibs on Zoe, who is the little girl with the teddy bear.
Yes. First time I ever played, I won with her. I ended up getting the mummy, and
Well, I always have this thing I do where I tell everyone what Mr. Pickles is saying and doing.
I just did
The
timbers.
bear. So, on multiple occasions, I've had the entire rest of the players assume I was the bad guy because I was so creepy and just go attacking me. And this was before the haunt started. No one was the bad guy.
That's
No.
wonderful.
I think the best time was one time when somebody was running with that and said that Zoe was going to kill us all, and I said, "Oh no, I've never hurt anybody. Mr. Pickles feels differently than I do, though."
If you weren't the villain in that game, you should have been naturally.
I honestly
Mr.
can't
Pickles.
remember if I did. Surprisingly often, I've wound up being the bad guy doing.
I was gonna say I do too, surprisingly often for that kind of stuff. Werewolf is the one that always gets me, and it's funny because I end up being the werewolf or the spy or anyone, or like in what game is it that we have that is the Rebels versus kind of thing.
I'm having that being annoyed by a pet problem.
Oh, my pet went for a walk with the other pet, so.
Should I go get mine?
But yeah, I find myself always as the betrayer or the villain or the bad guy, and it's hilarious because the spouse will actually vote against her, kill her. She's the whatever. She's this, and he will always say she is, guys. She's the villain right now, and no one believes him. And most of the time, he's right. I don't know how he can tell, but he usually is right, and then no one will believe him. And he tells the stories too, and I tell the stories of how he's been right. And then that very game, he'll be right, and no one will believe him.
I have a layered story about that kind of thing. As most of you know, and this will be new for the audience, I suppose. For several years, I was in a My Little Pony muck.
Yep.
And I got to play their Applejack. So, for those of you who don't know, within the show, Applejack is the element of honesty. Like, there's all these elements of harmony that people are that the various characters have, like generosity and kindness and so forth. Anyway, on the muck, we used to play a pony-themed version of Werewolf called Changeling, which was the same thing. It was just we replaced Changeling with Werewolf with Changeling. It was not. It was just a cosmetic difference. It was the same thing. And on 2 separate occasions, I was a bad guy and won the game by trading on the fact that the character was the element of honesty. I wouldn't. Hey, if you can't trust the element of honesty, who can you trust?
Exactly.
Nobody, apparently.
I'm actually just talking to the person because they're saying about a story. I was actually just playing this story too about how the werewolf game, the first one ever, we weren't even married yet, we were barely dating. And he went on a whole rant of how I was the werewolf. Like, solid facts and clues. And I turned it around and I got him hung. And then, you know how you go to close your eyes, everyone close your eyes, and people are ghosts, they can do whatever. And then I open my eyes, and I look, because he's sitting beside me, and he's sitting there like this. And you could see him, he wanted to say, like, I knew it. Like, he was just like... He has never lived that down, because I looked over and I nearly jumped, because he was just in my face, like, watching for my eyes to open. I don't know what anyone's talking about. I'm innocent.
Nobody believes that.
They should. What other favorite games are out there? How about video games then? What video games are people playing currently?
Hey, I was.
For board
I
games?
don't
Oh no, we didn't go for
nobody
finish
else
on board
answered.
games. We all just started
Nobody else
talking.
answered.
All right, Abby, pick your next person. That's right. We just all went on rant stuffs.
Well, Holly wants to go.
I haven't played it in probably about 5 years, but there is one game that Abby made that was about viruses that I really liked.
Oh, a microplasm?
Yeah.
I
You
showed
came
that
over-
to
Yeah, I see that one.
Jalen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came over one night
Looks like
and
fun one. I wanna
showed
try
that
it.
one off, and we did a. I don't remember what else happened, but that game has always kind of stuck with me. It's so interesting. There's so many different ways to kind of just play and move and destroy.
Thank you very much.
And let's see what else. Again, I'm really good at blackjack.
To
First time I ever
Vegas.
played. First time I ever played. No joke. We were playing for pennies. I managed to get $10 off my stepdad. First time I played blackjack, and my luck has never changed. I played on complete faith before.
Nice.
Still won.
The towel is by the door, dear.
Here.
Oh, that towel, yeah. We had an escapee that was still dirty from going outside. Guess where she came to?
Right to you? At least you didn't go into the computer.
That's true. Well, she's not wet or anything. She just got her paws a little dirty, so we're gonna have to probably vacuum the floor once this is done. It's not raining outside, thankfully, at the moment.
It's still fun.
But yes, I'm done.
I do want to try that game, by the way. I've seen it. I do want to try it when we get a chance.
We ran.
Sarah, then.
It is your turn.
Let's see. Yeah, Betrayal. I played Zombicide for the first time.
Mm.
That was pretty fun.
What?
The expansions are like ridiculous. They're like $100 each. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Some games now.
6 of them. That's pretty cool. Video game wise, let's see. Oh, Pokemon Sun and Moon. which I
That's
stood
not
in line
food.
for and got the what? Food? I said
Sorry,
Sun
I
and Moon.
was talking to my cat. I said that's not food.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I stood in line for Pokemon Sun and Moon release at midnight, and I got in Group 1.
Hey.
That was pretty sweet. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Um, what else am I playing? I feel like that's it. Sun and Moon. I need to get back into Overwatch.
If you play on the computer, let me know. I should as well.
I know. Hopefully they cross it so we can play since I have it for PS4.
They said they wanted to at some point.
Yeah, I've been hearing back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been playing a lot of Mario Party 10 at work. And Just Dance 2016.
That was the last game we played at work.
Are we doing video games too?
We're doing video games too. We're moving into video games now. We're doing a discussion of games in general. We started with board games, moving into video games. And then we'll end with, of course, probably our all favorites, tabletop.
Yeah, I want to say that's my favorite. And Overwatch did win an award. Oh, and I'm thinking about getting back into No Man's Sky because they just released a big update. Their only update that they've ever released. Yeah.
Did they actually put in any content?
I was just gonna ask. Was the update a new game?
Yeah. No. Hang on. Let me see. Let me go into it really fast and scan the page. It's called the Foundation Update. You can build foundations. New stuff for farming, science, weapons, and technology. You can grow biome-specific crops either inside your base or outside in the right environment.
So it's a base building simulator now. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So I want to go on there and try it out. I mean, I really debated on getting a refund on the game.
You wouldn't have been wrong.
Yeah. Well, hang on. So let's see if the rating's gone up. I highly doubt it.
I was
Still
gonna say
mostly
no.
negative.
I was gonna say no.
Yeah, mostly negative.
That's never gonna go up again.
Probably not. No.
Yeah,
Well, they just so someone did hack their Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I heard about that.
And yeah, someone did hack their Twitter, and because they had not posted anything for like months, and they finally got on there and said the hack had been dealt with, and that they're working on it, and like that's all she wrote. That's all was on there.
Okay.
So, I think I still follow them on Twitter, and like I check up on games every once in a while just to see like where they're at. Like I still have SWTOR downloaded, Elder Scrolls Online downloaded. I was part of the Elder Scrolls beta for their card game that released. It was pretty crappy. I didn't really like it. Sorry if any of them ever hear this. I mean, the art style of it was awesome, but as far as like game mechanics, I'd rather play Hearthstone.
You'll never hear me say grumpy things that, you shouldn't say the grumpy things to be honest about things that you like or dislike about games.
No, be honest. Think with your heart, not with your head. Wait,
Well,
no, other way
Man
around.
has
You
like
should hear me
over
rant
like
on
400
games.
games on his Steam store, so I go through a lot of those.
You should hear me rant on games. Like, it's not pretty.
Don't
Yeah.
ever mention the Halo franchise.
Don't mention
Oh,
the
God.
law.
Don't ever mention that to me either.
I can like.
That's the one reason why I don't care that I own an Xbox.
Yeah.
Or that I don't own an Xbox. I'm just like, if I I feel like I could live without Halo, so I really don't need an Xbox for any reason whatsoever.
It's like you got
I
Spartan
do have an
3.
Xbox One. It has some pretty nice games on it, but
Yeah, but if you like talk to most people that like, oh, I'm diehard Xbox, like it's basically because they play Halo.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
not
like, I
wrong.
could live without Halo.
I was
I'm
a
good on that.
huge Halo fan.
No,
Then
I
they-
cannot get into Halo.
Then they screwed up the fandom, or they screwed up the timeline, and then 343 happened. And okay, I gotta stop, or I will.
I will admit to being really good at driving the That I used to be really good at driving the Warthog in one verse, like PvP style. I could kill
mean the
people with the
Puma?
Warthog. Nope, I mean the Warthog.
You heard
Red
me
versus
right.
blue. You heard me right. I meant the Warthog. I know Red versus Blue want to call it a Puma. They can call it a Puma. It's a Warthog.
You mean the Puma?
Shush.
It's called a puma. I found another context for that joke.
You did! It's going to probably come up a few times, I'm sure. Alright. Video games, I guess. We started with Sarah Lynn. We'll move to someone else now talking video games.
We didn't really
Who's
start
playing
with me.
what?
I just started
You
it.
went into it, yeah. You blended from other to video games.
Oh, hang on. Base building and auto resourcing gathering stuff. They promise they've only just begun expanding the game, though. Oh, okay. For some reason, I got all that late.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Who wants to talk games?
I have found that consistently the games I have the most fun playing these days are the ones which lend themselves to a layer of role-playing, especially if it wasn't intended that way.
Do you go on?
Like, what do you mean?
Are you playing Battlefield? And just started to LARP in the middle of Battlefield? Is this what's
Yeah.
going on?
Battlefield
Borderlands,
role-playing.
not Battlefield, but pretty much.
Ah, you're
Borderlands is
talking
pretty
the
good.
Borderlands.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we play in
Yeah.
Borderlands.
Yeah, now you know what I do in Borderlands.
You know what I do in Borderlands.
Similar, yes.
Not
For
as
the
good.
For the record, world and listeners and fellow players,
World.
few things I've encountered in the world are so simultaneously adorable and scary as Jalyn trying to do Salvatore's voice in Borderlands.
and now she has to do it.
Oh, no!
See? Is that not just pinch on cheeks and then get filled full of lead adorable?
Absolutely.
No!
But I find I can do a reasonable impression of the voices of certain characters that I've been playing
Reasonable?
lately. Like Zero in Borderlands and Twitch in League of Legends. And a little while ago, I and a lot of friends used to play Monaco a lot, which is a game that has no actual voicing, so we added some.
Of course you did.
Oh, yeah, in Monaco, I always used to play the Mole. For those who don't know, Monaco is this top-down heist type of game, and the Mole is the character who can smash down walls and make tunnels and so forth. And for some reason, my version of the Mole wound up Russian.
I'm not surprised. Just
And
not
obsessed
surprised.
with Freedom Spoon.
Freedom Spoon.
Yes, which was actually in the game's dialogue.
Freedom Spoon.
Freedom Spoon. That was supposedly how the mole got out of the jail, and but he kept talking about it. We eventually think that's just what he calls his sledgehammer. We're not really sure.
Oh man, if I make you custom weapons now, one of them's gonna be called a Freedom Spoon.
Oh, we already got the medical paddle.
We do have a medical panel. Oh, hello. We have someone watching.
Hi. Boy. There we go. Hi.
Someone saying, I freaking love the mole. Hello.
Hi. My name's Tammy.
Yes, well, that brings up another thing, isn't it? Because I think it's true of at least a couple of us here that, as far as video games go, laying aside the crazy cat, laying aside the
Laying aside the crazy cat?
that as well, laying aside the extra layer of role playing and stuff, there's definitely been at least one game recently that really made a mark on me, and that, of course, being Undertale.
Hi, I'm Timmy. Timmy. Hi, this is Timmy. And this is my friend Timmy. Hi, I'm Timmy. This is my friend Timmy. Hi, I'm Timmy. This is my friend. Hi, I'm Bob. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Now, for
All
me,
of which was Holly also agreeing.
yeah. It's really good. I've actually been watching another playthrough of it. I've been watching Cryotic play it, which I love listening to Cryotic play a game because, wow, their voice is actually really good.
Cry is really good.
Cry is really good.
Yep.
But it's been amusing because it's like, Mom, hi, Mom, oh my God, Mom, what are you doing? I'm sat there going, I know that scene. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, man.
Batman the Telltale series. I should have brought that up too.
The Batman Telltale?
Yeah.
What's it like? I've been thinking of getting it.
I recently got it and then had to go out of town, so I'm only like halfway. Well, no, almost done with episode 1. It's awesome. I really like it.
Hey.
Yeah, I watched someone play through some of it, so I know like kind of what's happening. But it actually at the end of every episode, every choice you make, it gives you like the percentage of who made that choice like worldwide.
Yeah,
So it's pretty cool.
They do that actually. They did that for their
Walking Dead.
Fables one as well, The Wolf
Pretty
Among
much
Us, which was really
Every
great.
Telltale game.
Yeah, which is a really good thing. I kind of
The episodes are super long.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like every time I thought it was it was over because I know I played through like the first Walking Dead and it like took me like maybe like 5-10 minutes and I was like, okay, well I'm done with that. The Batman one's like I think it's over. I was like, oh man, that was a good episode. And then it's like
Loads again.
it flashes like I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah.
There's more?
Yeah. It's definitely really good. Considering like I'm also reading the New 52 of everything.
That's a conversation we can have after games as well. It's comic books and graphic novels and stuff like that.
I'm actually not up to date on that. I don't actually read that many comics. Only DC or I usually read Dark Horse.
Oh, I have some to send your way. I usually actually don't do DC and Marvel either, but the New 52 has me kind of interested. Just because of what it's doing for the new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to talk games. What games are you playing recently?
Been playing a lot of Titanfall. I've been up or down in Portland with my fiance and our girlfriend, and we've been playing a lot of Titanfall together, and Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Pretty much all the skill-based games.
Basically anything where you can make somebody squish.
Yeah. You can literally step on people in Titanfall.
Yeah, kind of. That's one of the few reasons I'd want to try it, but not to buy it. Just squish.
Multiplayer's free.
Squish.
Literally, like, there are the grunts. You're supposed to just step on them because it's a lot easier and you don't waste ammo then.
Squish. So actually, was it? Yeah, no. Titanfall sounds good. No, go ahead. I was just like, yeah, Titanfall actually squish. That sounds fun.
Undertale, I've played it through twice. Never again. Never touching that ever again.
No?
No.
No?
I don't want to ruin the world. I have it saved to a flash drive.
Oh.
I played it through exactly once, true pacifist, and wound up in exactly the same position, never touching it again.
I played through it twice just because I wanted to give Charo their name back. That's all. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Not really. I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Oh, and Smite. I play a lot of Smite.
Smite? What's Smite?
Smite is a game about gods fighting other gods, and they're all based on real mythology.
There's a phrase for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Gods fighting other gods. Well.
And real,
it can be
real
compared
mythology.
to League of Legends.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
close. It's third-person action, sort of. It's pretty good. There's
Alright.
also one coming out that I'd like to mention called Gigantic. It's available on the Xbox and Windows 10. that looks really good. It has a non-binary amputee as one of the characters, and it's really awesome.
That sounds very cool. I admit, what was it? I never done play a lot. I've been playing Witcher 3, a lot of Witcher 3. I swear at the horse a lot. Well, it's supposed to, like, you hold down X and it'll run the way it's supposed to go. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, like, take turns very well. But it'll, like, turn this way, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? We gotta go that way. God damn it, horse. God damn it. I can run faster than my goddamn horse and get there better. So... I've been in Witcher, and then of course it's like, fuck Yennefer. Not literally, actually. I've been doing the thing where it's like, no, I don't like this character. I'm supposed to end up with her as a love triangle thingy. No. Stop pigeonholing me, Witcher 3. I'm going with Triss. Fucking, well, she's mean. I don't like Yennefer at all. She's mean. And she's mean to the people. Like, she's not just mean in general. She's also mean to the person that's supposed to be like the love of her life. And I'm like, you're horrible. Like, there's not just the regular I'm in a bad mood mean. It's the I'm going to dump you in a lake because you're saying things I don't like even though you're not wrong mean. Fuck Yennefer. And also just recently, so there's been Borderlands.
Screw you. In fact, screw everything. I'm going to shave and go join the USS Sappho.
And then there's Borderlands. Been playing Borderlands with Abby and friends. So, the other friends. It's been a good time with Salvador. I think I can have his laugh down, and that's really about it. That's really the only Salvador I can kind of pull off. And then I got back into Papers, Please.
Papers, Please is a good game.
Glory Greatest Country.
Have you ever heard of the Westport Independent?
No.
That's another one you want to check out if you like Papers, Please. It's about a newspaper who is getting pressure from the government to censor the news.
I've seen that one in PAX. Yeah,
you can choose whether to censor the newspaper and turn it into propaganda, or turn it into propaganda for the resistance, or go straight news, or put whatever kind of slant you want on it. So.
I've actually been looking at Orwell. Someone got it for me for a game to try here recently with this holiday sale.
Ooh, play it.
Yeah, I have been starting it actually.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I really like it. I got it recently too.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Like, it's one of the reasons I watched Paper Please again.
Did you
the funny thing is that you don't play it for a long time. It emails you, and like I have like all this like work email coming through, like my background checks and like all that, and it'll pop up. Let's see if I have one.
You've been passing background checks?
Surprisingly, yes. Darn it. Okay, so I don't have one because I deleted it, but it was like.
They don't know you very well, do they?
Yeah, no. They know my government name. But they like sent me this email and it says, please report for something. I was like, what in the world is this? And I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? And then it was like Orwell, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. It's total clickbait.
Oh my god, that's brilliant
right now.
Pardon?
Can you all see my video feed right now?
Yes.
Yes.
I see a cat.
The big.
Hello, cat.
Hi, kitty.
Oh God.
Kitty.
I'm on the last episode before the new one drops soon.
Okay. Link is suddenly like fully attention.
Somebody's gotta say it.
Say what?
It's not a puma.
It's not a puma.
Gonna say, but pretty good.
It's not a puma. I said cat, and Link immediately poked her head up like, a cat? She only pays attention when I'm saying something she actually wants to listen to. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Anywho, though, yeah, it's there's a few games
really
I want to give a try. Orwell I kind of started and then stopped for a little while here, because then I got into Papers, Please, because I started watching someone play it, because Orwell got me interested in replaying Papers, Please. That's kind of the way it goes with a lot of my stuff. It's like, hey, this was fun. I should play this because this is based on it, and don't finish the game. I'm bad for that. Oh, also, if anyone plays The Secret World or not, you should try that one.
I was so excited for that game.
Oh,
And
The
then
Secret World.
The Secret
I-
World.
is the player base dead?
No! It is still quite active.
Oh, okay.
It's still
I might
quite
actually
active.
pick it up then. It's free now, right?
Yeah, as long as you have the base game, it's
No.
free to play.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
base
no.
game.
If you don't have the
How-
base game's $30.
Yeah, it's like
That's why I bought it.
it goes on sale a lot though. So like, if you don't want to play it right now, watch GOG, watch Steam. It goes on sale a lot. And Humble Bundle, I think, has one on right now on for sale. Let me check that.
Okay.
Because yeah,
It's
it's one
okay.
of those ones that goes on sale very often. It's free to play once you have the base game. The base game comes with a lot of stuff actually too to it.
I have
pay
no
a
money
monthly-
anyway.
Let's see here. Staff.
I have no
picks.
money anyway.
Yes,
I
well,
just-
eventually.
I just do things.
Eventually.
I just do things.
Yeah, it's right now. If you pay more than the average of $4.90, you'll also unlock the Secret World.
Okay.
Like, so it's $5.
Where's
Plus
the
a bunch of other games comes with that. So, you know,
Okay.
I love Humble
Let's
Bundle.
see. Westport Independent. I'm installing it right now. There we go. Forgot to install it. I was playing what was it? Botanica last night. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
A minimalist
That's on my list.
runner game. It's pretty good.
At some point, I should take a look at what my list is actually like and see what's on it. I think I have over 300 games. Am I closer to 400 games now?
I haven't been sucked in by the sales as much. I
I've been
think I've
better
got
this
probably.
year.
I have 54 in my library.
Hey. I also blame Humble Bundle for a lot of what I have on Steam. Because, like, when you can buy a whole whack
Yeah.
of games for $5, you're
Yeah.
gonna do it. So, like, Humble Bundle, yeah. And then, what else? Good Old Games had Neverwinter Nights on for free,
Awesome.
right?
Have we devolved into advertising?
I think
Oh
so.
shit, we
I
have.
need to.
Sponsor us, you people!
I need to go.
Anyways, we do have to let
Got a
everybody
really
go.
good bio right now, so I gotta go.
Everyone's gotta go though too. Yeah, we have to release because someone has to get up early tomorrow. Some of us have to do other things. I have a dog, so we're gonna cut it here. If everyone is good with that.
Yep.
If everyone has anything final thing to say it now. Forever hold your peace until next session.
It's not a puma. Ah! I did it this time. It's
But
mine.
it is.
There's still that. Thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to our just like Blabfest, kind of going into the hiatus. We will be back in January with all new episodes of Faun's Heart. Hopefully then our fundraiser will be over. We'll have more monies for more content. Please give us monies so we can do other cool content, things that we want to do.
Hi, Ted wants to go to college. Give 10 monies.
There's that too. We
I
do this for
also
free.
have
Love
a
it.
story real fast.
Oh no. No. What is it?
Oh, my headset's about to die. Me and a friend stood outside of Chicago and held up a sign that says "We'll wrap phone money."
Did it work?
We got 5 cents.
I heard 5 cents. Anyone else hear 5 cents? I heard 5 cents.
I heard 5 cents, yeah.
Yep, it was 5 cents.
It technically worked. The best kind of worked.
Hey, 5 cents I didn't have.
Exactly. I should have a sign this Christmas will wrap for money with a W in front of it.
You should.
I do a lot of wrapping anyways, so I'm kind of obsessively buying gifts for a lot of people. It's what I do. I like giving. All right, but we're gonna call it here. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
And I won't mute everybody, so they can still hear as I give this final stuff, and they can chime in, make fun, and do crazy things when if I say weird things for banana.
Bread.
Banana. You can find us on 0d20.com. You can find us on YouTube for Faun's Heart. You can find Fractoria, our other cast, on the podcast for Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play, or iTunes. If you like us, leave us a review, comment on our YouTube page, comment on our Facebook wall, Facebook/0d20. Talk to us on Twitter at 0d20_. Anyone else want to give out their Twitter names? Going once.
Well-
At officially lit up.
Going twice.
Well, I suppose if people are interested, I'm at Abby Cadabra with a K.
And I am at Crazy J. Jae. And ZE. No, that was wrong. Crazy is ZEE. The J is JAY.
How do you not know you're on Twitter?
Because I use Crazy J everywhere, and everywhere has a different ending for J. Because not everywhere uses the right J because it's sometimes taken, which sucks.
It makes you sound like a ranch. You know that, right?
Crazy J?
Yeah.
Well, gonna get on down to the Crazy J Ranch. See what I mean?
Well, it came from rugby, okay? Actually, no,
What
it came
did
from
you-
before rugby.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you get called crazy by rugby people, what the hell were you doing?
Well, okay, so it was CJ before that. And
Did you like black out at the beginning of a game and wake up at the end with somebody's veins in your teeth?
No! I was CJ, but there's no C anywhere in my name. Except for, like, middle of my middle name. So there's not, like, why is there a C in front of J? J makes sense, but what's with the C? So the rugby folk are like, we think it stands for crazy. So they started calling me Crazy J. And there's no greater thing than on the middle of a rugby pitch, being one of the shortest people on the team, and having someone go, crazy! And turn to pass you the ball, and everyone else on the opposite team looks and goes, why is she called that?
Maybe we should be worried. Our teeth are at crotch level.
All the stories I have from bad rugby. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.